What's going on? It's facts you don't know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more well informed, make sure to subscribe and activate the notifications bell so you don't miss anything.
This story took place in the former Soviet Union, and exactly in the Krasnoyarsky region, as elderly grandmother lived alone in a small village within this district. The house of this old grandmother was located somewhat isolated from other homes, as she had only a cat to domesticate and spend most of her time with. One day, some fishermen found a small wolf in the woods next to the old woman's house, and they decided not to abandon him, and they brought him to this old woman's house when they left him in front of her house door and left. The little wolf that could barely move in front of the door of the house remained until grandmother opened the door, surprising when she looked at him. The grandmother thought it was a small dog, which made her happy, and brought him into the house and decided to keep and take care of him, and made him a friend of her and her cat. Days and months passed, and the wolf grew older, and the features of his face began to appear, to discover the grandmother at the end of the day that he was a wolf, but she decided to keep it because she got used to it and became attached to him and loves him a lot, just as the wolf exchanged feelings on the other. He was kind, calm, and loved the grandmother, just as he became understanding with the cat and treated him as well as it was a girlfriend. The story of Krasnoyarsky is known for its multiple prisons, where most criminals accused of heavy and serious cases are transferred to the prisons of the city, where nature is cruel throughout the year, which led some to call its prisons by the name Frozen Hell. One day, news spread among the villagers that a group of prisoners had escaped from prison and that they were dangerous and could harm anyone who found them on their way. The grandmother was indifferent, as she was known as a big old woman and had no valuables in their home to be afraid of these dangerous people. On a cold morning, the grandmother noticed some strange movements from the wolf as she was roaming around the courtyard of the house tents. When the old woman whispered to leave the house, heading to the woods to collect firewood from there as usual, the wolf stood in her way and tried to prevent her from going, which raised the surprise of the grandmother and asked the wolf to return immediately to the house. Then the wolf returned home and stayed standing at the door waiting. The grandmother disappeared in the woods and began collecting firewood. So when 3 people attacked her and directed her several blows on the head, the grandmother lost her awareness, then handcuffed her from her hands and tied her to a tree, and they waited for her to wake up. When the grandmother regained consciousness, the prisoners threatened her with telling them where the money and gold she had was in her home. Grandmother had no choice and told them where he was. So the 3 went home to get money and gold and left the grandma there handcuffed and bound to the tree. When the prisoners arrived at the house, they entered directly, but they found a ferocious wolf waiting for them and attacked them directly. One of the prisoners tried to hit him with a knife that was in his hand, but the wolf was familiar and he was able to bite him from his hand. Then he attacked the other 2 and fell them to the ground and caused them deep wounds at the man level. The 3 lost hope that the wood was defeated and eventually surrendered, and then they all fled to the forest, while the wolf went straight to the forest to search for his companion. Where it was found there shackled, the wolf untied the old woman and returned home together. Prisoners could not get away much in the woods because the wolf caused them serious wounds, as the police came and cordoned off the place and managed to find them in a short time. Although the wolf is considered a predator and cannot live with and protect the human being, on the contrary, this animal was always posed a threat to man. But this wolf made the exception and confirmed his loyalty to this old lady, who gave him everything she had and received him at her house and took care of him, which she guards her home from these criminals. This wolf managed to return the favor to its friend, who did not fall short with him, and saved him from death when she brought him to her home, while he was a puppy in a deplorable condition, and provided assistance to him, as he, on the other hand, did a great job and contributed to the arrest of these criminals who spread terror in the village. To become that wolf, a hero that everyone talks about in that province. An animal, whatever its type and whatever its ferocity, can be peaceful with the human being and provide assistance to him in all circumstances. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.